Let's explore the next important topic in Unit 4, that is polygraph. So, learning objective of today class is that first we will be discussing the basic concept or definition of what is meant by polygraph, and we will also discuss the important physiological parameters which is being measured using this polygraph device, and also we will be discussing the designing components and testing procedure, and finally we are winding up with the real world application and limitation and controversies of using such polygraph device. So before getting into this main topic, first we should understand what is the empathy perspective of using such polygraph device. As we human being, we people are very curious about getting lies, right? But actually it is not that easy. It is very hard to identify the person who is telling, right? Lie, because the reason is that there is no single physiological sign or behavioral changes which proves that someone is saying lies. So this how this way this polygraph devices comes into picture and going to support to analyze so many physiological changes happen in the body. Based on that, we will easily judge whether the person is telling lie or not. So it will this particular device is going to listen the truth which is hidden inside the emotional changes happen in our body. So imagine the situation, you are being accused for something that you have not done any mistake, or you have not done anything related to that, but the investigator is sitting in front of you. Means how will you feel? And also investigator also in position, they have to identify whether you have committed sin or not, or you have committed mistake or not. This polygraph device is going to support the investigator in the way the question the investigator is posting to the people, opposing people, so that based on the emotional changes happen where it depends on the question what the investigator is asked, that can be easily identified or easily recorded by this polygraph device, and then we will identify all together whether the person is telling or not. So this how this polygraph device is supporting or playing vital role. So let's see the basic definition of what actually the polygraph is. The polygraph is a psychophysiological instrument or the system that is going to measure multiple physiological parameters, especially if you see heart rate, and then respiration rate and the blood pressure. So these are the important physiological changes happens when the which have strong relation to the emotional behavior of the person. So with help of this polygraph device, by recording these physiological parameters, it will detect whether the person is telling or not, that is it detect the potential deception. So this polygraph device is also called as a lie detector. The reason is that this device is going to assess the investigator to identify whether the people is telling lie or not, because it's going to record involuntary body reactions, that is it is not be controlled consciously. So based on those body reaction, we can easily judge whether the person is telling lie or not. And this polygraph means the word polygraph means many writings. So poly in the sense many, and graph in the sense writing. So it's going to record multiple parameters, physiological parameters in real time. That is the reason it has the name termed into polygraph. So let's see what are the important physiological parameters which is being measured with this polygraph device. So I have already told that the involuntary physiological parameters here it's being measured with the help of polygraph device, because these involuntary body reaction, for example respiration rate, cardiovascular response, galvanic skin response, these not be controlled by our own voluntary action, that is with help of conscious mind. So that is the reason we are taking these three involuntary physiological parameters, so that based on the emotional changes happening in our body, this respiration rate will clearly, I mean these physiological parameters like respiration rate, cardiovascular response or galvanic skin response will clearly says about how the person is behaving, whether the person is like in stress level, whether the person is telling lie, whether the person is in high anxiety level. So it clearly gives you the picture about overall physiological or emotional behavior based on this physiological parameters. So let's see the key important key components which is being involved in design of this polygraph device. So as we already know, we are going to record multiple parameters. So based on the parameters, what we will have to measure, we have a different set of key components. First one is demograph, second one is blood pressure curve, and third one is galvanometer plates, and last one the recording system. So pneumograph is especially used to record the respiration rate. That is, it just placed or wrap it around your chest, and based on the chest movement, it going to record how many breath it's being taken per minute. So this how the pneumograph is going to work. And blood pressure curve is, you know already that it is a BP apparatus. It is being used in BP apparatus. It is mainly used to measure what is the BP level, that is systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. It clearly tells about what is the BP level of that particular person. And the galvanometer plate is going to assess the skin conductance changes. So that is gives you the galvanic skin response based on the stress the person is having. And last one, you have recording system. So this is the actual system. It is being interfaced with these different sensor or transducer. It's going to capture all the physiological parameters and put into one place, and we can easily display it, and also later we can analyze these physiological profile in real time. So this is the three main key components. Now let's see what is the testing procedure which is being carried out during during the interrogation process or investigation process with the help of this polygraph device. The first phase is like pre-test interview, second one is question phase, and third one is data analysis phase. In pre-test interview, the examiner, that is the investigator, explain whole the process what they are going to carry out, and also they establish the baseline physiological response. This is very important, because the reason is that based on the changes happening inside the body, we will identify what is the physiological changes is happening, right? So for that, first we have to establish the resting line, that is the baseline physiological response. And then only if the investigator asking the question, based on the questions, you can see the baseline drift or baseline changes happening due to the physiological changes happening in the patient body. So that is the very important thing which we have to be established in pre-test interview. Second was phase is that question phase. In this phase, we will be posting the question to the people. It is actually three types of questions we will post. One is relevant question, another one is irrelevant question, that is a neutral question, and third one is the control or comparison questions. So based on this question, the we will map the simultaneously the physiological changes happening in the inside the body with the help of polygraph device, and will record all the physiological parameter, that is profile, and then we will correlate with which question is strongly mapping with those profile. It's strongly relevant. So based on that, we have a great potential to identify the deception, that is to identify the truth whether the person is telling lie or not. And finally, we have the data analysis. So here all the physiological response are being collected and compared with each question which is being posted during the investigation process, and will identify the if there is any sign of deception, like whether the person is telling lie or not. So this is the overall testing procedure, and then we will move on to the real world applications. So basically, these polygraph devices being used in criminal investigation, as we discussed already. It helps to narrow down the suspect list and guide the questioning strategies, because we have three set of questions, right? Neutral, relevant, irrelevant, and comparison based question. So this polygraph device will guide the investigator to change any strategy or to change any question based on the responses being recorded in the polygraph device. And also we have the scrutiny screening, where the polygraph device is being used to check the background for the personnel requiring the security clearance. And also finally, we have research applications where the psychology and physiological researchers they do so many groundworks to in terms of analyzing the stress response, and to develop any other possible non-invasive methods we can use to detect physiological changes. Based on that, we can identify not only the truth or deception, and also we can identify so many hidden disorders. So that in that way also the polygraph device is going to help. So now we will talk about the accuracy and reliability of this polygraph device. So the accuracy of this polygraph device is only 85 percentage. The reason is that there is a many chance to have a false results and inconclusive results that accounts for 15 percentage and 10 percentage, because there is a chance to give the false positive results and also false negative results. And also the people, if they have already any such medical condition like anxiety disorders or any BP related medicine, if they are taking in the sense, automatically their physiological changes is happening. It doesn't mean that the people is telling lie. So because based on physiological changes only, the polygraph device is going to give the profile. If they have these such condition, automatically the profile will also change accordingly. So it doesn't mean that the people is telling lie. We can't judge in that way also. So that is the reason this polygraph device is offering only 85% accuracy, and we are not blindly use this polygraph device as a lie detector. It is not a such perfect one, whereas we can use this as a just supporting tool or investigating tool to guide or to carry out the process, investigation process, or to identify or to narrow down the suspect list in particular extent. So the limitation and the controversy is that same what we discussed now. It is not a perfect tool to identify the lie detectors. It's just supporting or aiding tool. And also we have a legal admissibility issue also. The judge will not use this polygraph output as a evidence due to this reliability concerns, because we discussed in previous slides, it is offering only 85 percentage. There are so many chances to get false positive and false negative results, and even it is very hard to give accurate result in case of inconclusive type of test. So that is the reason it have problem with the legal admissibility, and also we have ethical issues related to this polygraph device. So the model innovation is that as the technology is being evolved, this more traditional polygraph device we can be improvised to some extent in terms of improvised accuracy by integrating the AI integration, or we can use voice stress analysis or a computerized system also we can use, where the digital analysis can be carried out with the help of pattern recognition algorithms. So the advancement of this by using these any of the techniques, we can improvise or the traditional polygraph, or we can address the traditional polygraph limitation by maintaining the core principle of psychological or physiological deception reduction. So now we have come to the end of the today class. Now I'm going to give the summary once again that what we have discussed so far. So polygraph device, it is also called as lie detector. So first we discuss what is the definition and concept of polygraph device, and what are the different physiological parameters we can measure with help of this polygraph device. And also we discuss the different key components and testing procedure, and we were talked about accuracy and reliability related to this polygraph device, and then also we discuss the limitation, controversy, and finally we end up with real world application and future scope of this polygraph device. So these are the overall mind map of the topic which we discussed so far. So this is the activity, that is puzzle based activity that we usually play during classes with the help of students. You can check it out. And also these are the two questions, that is the assessment questions I have posted here related to this topic. Later you can view it in my video for your kind reference. And these are the reference books and website which I referred for this topic. Yes, thank you.